Hello everyone, this is Mrs. Parkins and welcome to the English A Paper 1 January 2021 Solutions. We will begin of course with our discrete items. The instructions for items 1 to 5 read: each sentence in this section has one underlined word. Choose a word that is closest to opposite in meaning of the underlined word. And so we are dealing with synonyms. Item number 1. The distinguished actor avoided the press whenever he was on holidays. To avoid means to stay away from or to hide away from. Therefore, if we are looking for a word that is the opposite in meaning to avoid, we cannot choose praise because that is, of course, speaking well of someone who has done something. It cannot be attacked. Of course, he does not want to be attacked by anybody. It looks like it's C, contacted, but let us also look at D. Interviewed, he wanted to be interviewed. No. So the answer to item number 1 is C, contacted. Item number 2, the compassionate man was known by many in the crowd. So to be compassionate means to be caring, to be loving towards people, to have their best interest at heart, and just looking out for people in general. The word compassionate, therefore, if we're going to look for the opposite of compassionate, we're looking for something that indicates that the person was unfeeling or didn't really care about people. Fussy is definitely not it. Cruel, the opposite of compassionate isn't necessarily cruel. Indifferent looks like the answer. Dissatisfied doesn't say anything about satisfaction or thereof. And so the answer for item number 2 is indifferent. Item number 3 reads, as far as I am concerned, the lattice windows are the most conspicuous feature on the building. When something is conspicuous, you can't help but see it. It is something that's a major part of it. So if we're looking for something that's the opposite of, being the major part of something or something that would draw your attention, we would have to look at a word such as insignificant. Something that is insignificant suggests that it really has no bearing. It's neither here nor there. Yes? All right. So let's move on to item number 4. It seemed probable that the country will maintain the curfew for another week. When something is probable, it means that it is likely to happen. Yes, that based on all indications, that's how it's going to go. So if we're looking for the opposite of probable, we're going to be looking at a word like unlikely, meaning that, it's really not a possibility for it to happen, or the chances are very slim. Item number 5. Many teenagers and even some parents do not agree with the amount of restrictiveness in today's society. So if we are looking at the word restrictiveness, coming from the root word to restrict, means to prevent, to not give permission. And so if we're looking for the opposite of the word restrictive, it has to be, of course, permissiveness, giving permission to do something or giving them the authority to go ahead and do it. So here we have all our answers to items 1 to 5 of the paper. Let's move on to items 6 to 10. The instructions read, in the following sentences, one of the underlined words may be misspelled. Choose from the 3 options A, B, C, the word that is misspelled. If no word is misspelled, choose option D. Let's read sentence number 6. It is my pleasure to give you some information concerning proper nutrition. Pleasure is spelled correctly. Information also spelled correctly. Nutrition also spelled correctly. And so the answer to item number 6 is D. There is no error in that sentence. So let's move on to number 7. The nurses were given separate quarters because the main building did not have enough room for them. Let's look at the underlined words. We have given, that's spelled correctly, separate, no, that's not spelled correctly. Enough is spelled correctly. And so we can conclude that our answer for item number 7 is B. That word is incorrectly spelled. Number 8. The arguments put forward by the irate parent merely helped to further aggravate the situation. Let's look at the underlined words. Arguments, spelled correctly. Irate, also spelled correctly. We're at C. Aggravate seems to be missing a G. And so the correct answer would be C. So that is where the error is in item number 8. Number 9. The opinion that men are superior to women is a fallacy which men themselves perpetuate. Superior, spelled correctly. Fallacy, also spelled correctly. Perpetuate, also spelled correctly. And so the answer to item number 9 is D. There is no error in that sentence. Now let's move on to item number 10 and the final one in this section. His intelligence rather than his height was the deciding factor when considering him for the promotion. Let's look at our underlined words. Intelligence, spelled correctly. Height seems to have some letters mixed up. It should have been Heighd. And deciding is spelled correctly. So of course, we have to identify B as our incorrect structure. And we are now finished with items 6 to 10. And we move on to items 11 to 15. Now it says revise each of the following sentences according to the directions that follow. Do not change the meaning of the original sentence. Look at the options A to D for the word or phrase that best suits your revised sentence. So we are going to be given phrases for which we're going to use to start each sentence that we are going to reconstruct. Item number 11 reads, the cricket match ended abruptly when many of the spectators stormed the field. We are beginning the sentence with many of the spectators. All right, so many of the spectators stormed the field, so the cricket match ended abruptly. So our answer is A for item 11. Let's look at item 12. People from crowded nations cannot get over the accessibility of Canada's natural environment in all its significance. We're beginning this sentence with it is impossible. So it is impossible for people of crowded nations to get over Canada's natural environment in all its significance. And so the answer to item number 12 is B. Item 13. She found, even after she had made several attempts to regulate the sprinkler, that the water was still reaching the furniture on the veranda. We are beginning our sentence with it is impossible for. So the sentence would read, it is impossible for her to regulate the sprinkler because she found that even after she had made several attempts, the water was still reaching the furniture. So C is our answer for item 13. Now let's move on to item number 14. It's going to be all right, Mom assured me. We will begin our sentence with Mom assured me that. So Mom assured me that it was going to be all right. So we have to keep the tense the same. Assured past tense, so of course we have to use was past tense. Item number 15. These students are hardworking as well as respectful. We are beginning our sentence with not only. So the sentence should read, not only are these students hardworking, but they are also respectful. And so our answer to item number 15 is D. We move on to items 16 to 20. Some of the following sentences are unacceptable because of inappropriate grammar, idiom, or vocabulary. Some sentences are acceptable as they stand. No sentence contains more than one inappropriate element. And so we are at number 16. Mary, will you please fill up the buckets before the water supply is cut off? We're identifying the error here as a vocabulary error. The sentence should have read, Mary, will you please fill up? And so B is where the error lies in item number 16. Item 17. Julie prefers to lie in bed not wanting to go to school nor does any work. So where is the inappropriate element? So this seems like it's an error in vocabulary or grammar, not vocabulary, sorry, grammar. So the structure, right? You want to maintain the tense of the sentence, and so this is where the error lies. It should have read, Julie prefers to lie in bed not wanting to go to school nor do any work. So C is the answer to item 17. Item number 18. He shared the sweets among you and me. The error lies at B. Usually, when you use the term among, you are referring to a group of persons. If you are sharing something between two persons, of course you use between. It's between one and two. But if it's a group of persons, you say among. Number 19. Peter have dengue and feels weak, so he is unable to participate in the inter-school games. So Peter have. There is a subject-verb agreement. It should be Peter has dengue. So we're highlighting A. That's where the error lies. Peter has dengue and feels weak, so he is unable to participate in the inter-school game. Now let's move on to item 20. Too much students enter the competition. Only one of them was good enough to reach the quarterfinals. So we want to identify that the error lies here. We usually use much when it comes on to things that are not countable. But when you have countable things, you use many. All right, and that is the answer to item number 20. Yeah, that is A. Item 21 to 25. We are dealing now with sentence completion. So we have to select the word that most appropriately completes the sentence. Item 21. There are many who would try to dash your efforts because of their jealousy. So if people are jealous, they're going to try to prevent you from doing something. So the word that we're looking for has to indicate that they're trying to negatively affect your efforts. So assist would not be it. Affect, not necessarily, not the word that we want to complete this. We understand the meaning of the word that we want to use for that answer, but that's not the best choice. Thwart, which means to negatively affect, and they definitely are not going to want to encourage you. And so C, to thwart, is the correct answer to item number 21. Item number 22. Most parents do not dash indiscipline from their children. Now, if you have parents that are disciplinarians, you know exactly what the answer is. So they do not A, tolerate. That means they do not accept indiscipline from children. Item 23. The clerk was granted a promotion because she was dash. Indolent there means lazy. Agreeable, we that's not the word that we want to choose. So agreeable means likable. Someone who will go along with what you are saying. Now, negligent means that you don't really care about your job, and of course, you don't take pride in it. So, definitely, you're not going to get a promotion for that. Now, industrious means hardworking. And so, if we're looking for the appropriate word to complete that sentence, it would be industrious. So, the clerk was granted a promotion because she was industrious, she was hardworking. Item number 24. The debate on the best way to enter the free trade agreement had not yet been. All right, so having a debate, it means that you have a situation or some kind of issue that you're putting forward. And what you try to do when you have a debate is to resolve it. So you're trying to find a resolution. And therefore, we are inclined to select resolve as the answer for number 24 because that is the most appropriate word. So the debate on the best way to enter the free trade agreement had not yet been resolved. They had not yet come to any kind of agreement. Number 25. The lawyer gave his client some good dash about taxes. Now, the lawyer, who do you think that the lawyer is giving good advice? Telling this person that, hey, this is the best way to go about it. Giving the person good methods about taxes. Sounds kind of clumsy. Giving the client some good solutions. Not necessarily. Guarantees cannot guarantee anything unless they are the ones who are in control. And so the most appropriate answer, item number 25, would be A, advice. So this lawyer is saying, hey, this is what I can tell you about taxes. And if you follow this, you are going to, do well at it. All right. So that ends the discrete item portion of this paper, and we will have a part 2 that deals with the comprehension aspect of the 2021 January English A paper 1.